These are stilts. They get strapped to your leg and they help you reach high places like ceilings and upper walls. So I'm gonna run over them really quickly and give you a couple pointers on how to walk in them. So when they come, you have to put them together. They don't come like this, totally assembled, but it's important that you put them together for your height because everybody's gonna be a little different. I'm short, so my leg struts are way shorter. So when you get them first, you're gonna set your foot plate, and then you're also gonna put your straps on, and then you're gonna set up where this leg brace here goes. You want it to fit about right under your knee. So as you can tell, this one's under my knee. You don't want it on your kneecap, and you don't want it all the way down here because you won't have any stability. So just right under your knee. And then your foot plate, you want it to be so your foot is fitting all the way in the stilts so that your straps will go over your toes. You don't want your feet slipping out or your toes hanging way over the stilt. So once you have them set up and you have them ready to make them, you're gonna wanna go here to where your adjustable bolts are, because these are adjustable. So they can be all the way down here with no bolts showing. And you always wanna make sure these are in. You don't wanna go walking around with them loose. Make sure you check them every time before you use them. So you're gonna wanna either, depending on your ceiling height, which you can check by this, put your hand right here, put your stilt up, and you can find out how far you reach. You're gonna wanna set your bolts so that you can be touching the ceiling. And then once you get them to your height that you want, I'm just gonna screw them back in there. Make sure they're tight, like seriously make sure they're tight. Because they can loosen up, so definitely check it after every use. So once you have them to the correct height, everything's set up for your feet and your legs, you're gonna wanna put them on. So I would suggest sitting on something your first time. It'll just help you to get your balance. They're gonna be weird at first and it's gonna be different, so sit down when you put them on the first time. And make sure your straps are to the side. Make sure this is correct because you're gonna be going around and then going into this strap here. So make sure everything is set how you want it. All your straps are to the side. Your feet aren't going to be stepping in any of them. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to put your foot in and you're going to make sure your heel is all the way back. And then I start with my legs first. I'm going to do my little, I can't think what it's called, strap. Here we go, it's called strap. And then you're going to do your feet. Do them pretty tight, like, you don't want them super loose. Steel toe boots are really nice because you can get a nice tight stilt strap on your boot. And then you're gonna do your next one. Same thing. Do your strap. I do my legs first. Make sure your foot is straight. You don't want to crook a foot in there. You want to have yourself set up for nice straight stilts. Okay. Do a little double check, make sure everything's good. And then you're gonna stand up. It's gonna be weird the first time you do it. Kind of might be wiggling all over, you might wanna fall back. And that's why it's important that we can touch the ceiling. When you first learn, you don't wanna be super crazy high. You don't wanna jack your stilts all the way up for like 10 feet. You wanna be somewhere comfortable where you can reach and you can stabilize yourself on the wall. And then you're just gonna start walking. You're gonna take steps. You're gonna touch the ceiling if you feel uncomfortable. You can move towards a wall, anything like that. And you're just gonna keep walking around until you get comfortable enough. Now, depending on how you walk, you might need to make some adjustments. There are springs here on the bottom. You can tighten these or loosen these. They just make the stilt springy. It's kind of like a dual action here. You have your front and your back. So depending on how you have your spring set, depends on how your stilt's gonna act. But that's about it. You just gotta get used to it. You just have to walk around and be comfortable, and then before you know it, you'll be like a pro.